In this episode, we'll take a look at 6 different lavalier microphones which you can use with your phone, your camera, even your computer, and in some cases even GoPro cameras. Here we'll hear a comparison of 6 different affordable lavalier microphones. I'll tell you a little bit about each one as I let you listen to the sound recorded with that particular one, and you'll see that indicated on the screen. First up, we have the Dutch King's lavalier microphone. This is a $22 US microphone. It has a TRRS 3.5mm plug with a 3.5mm to USB mini adapter for GoPro. What the TRRS 3.5mm plug means is that it is made for recording to your smartphone. And in all of these cases here, when I'm recording with my phone, I'm recording with my iPhone 7 Plus and the included Lightning to 3.5mm adapter. The Dutch King's includes an alligator clip, a pleather pouch for storage, a foam wind cover for very light wind, or a furry wind cover for heavier wind, and a hook tape tie to keep it all kind of organized. It has an omnidirectional pickup pattern or polar pattern. What that means is that it picks up patterns from all sides. You might ask yourself, well, what if you don't want the sound to be picked up from other places except for the person speaking? Well, because it's so close to the person speaking, it does a really nice job rejecting a lot of the sound around. It includes a 1.2 meter cable, which is roughly 1.5 yards. So it's one of the relatively short cables. And it is a mono microphone. One thing to note about smartphones is that their microphone inputs are typically mono, can only take a mono signal. Not a huge deal for vocals or dialogue. I think that works quite nicely. Next up, we have the Aputure A.lav EZ. This is also a $22 US microphone. That's what you're hearing now. And this one also has a TRRS plug, so that is made for plugging directly into your smartphone. Now, one of the questions I often hear is, well, it'll record to my phone, yes, but will it also record while I'm shooting video? And the answer is yes. Automatically on an iPhone, when you plug in a microphone, the operating system switches to using that microphone that you just plugged in. On Android, it does rely on the app to do that switching. Most of them will do that. So if you're having trouble with that, you might try another video recording app. The Aputure A.lav EZ includes an alligator clip, a nylon belt pouch, a leather tie to keep the cable organized, a foam wind cover, and a furry wind cover for when you're outdoors in a little stiffer wind. It also has an omnidirectional pickup pattern, so it picks up sound from all directions, which generally, in my opinion, for lavalier microphones sounds better. The cable is just over 3 meters or about 10 feet, and that's actually a little bit longer, which is nice when you're shooting with your phone. That way you can back the camera up a little bit more if you need to. And the Aputure A.lav EZ is also a mono microphone, which is what you would expect when it records to your smartphone. Next up, we have the Rode smartLav Plus. This is a $69 US microphone, so this is the most expensive microphone we'll be looking at today. It has a 3.5mm plug with a TRRS connector, which means it's made for plugging into your smartphone for recording. Can also plug into computers or laptops that have a TRRS input. You can usually tell because it'll have a headset icon for that type of input. If you have a separate input for microphone and a separate output for headphones, then this will not necessarily work unless you buy an adapter. All of the 3 microphones that we have looked at so far can be adapted to work with a DSLR or mirrorless camera or a video camera if you use a Rode SC3 adapter, which we'll have a link for down below. The smartLav Plus includes an alligator clip, a pleather pouch for storage, a foam wind cover, and hook tape tie. The cable is Kevlar reinforced and is approximately 1.2 meters long, which is about 1.3 yards. It also has an omnidirectional pickup pattern, and it also is a mono microphone. The next 2 microphones we're going to take a look at here both come with all the connectors you need to connect not only to your smartphone, but also to your camera. The next one up is the Aputure A.lav, which is kind of the big brother to the A.lav EZ. And this one's a little bit different. It does have its own included battery pack with a rechargeable battery. What this pack allows you to do is not only does it have the power for the microphone itself, so that if you're using a camera, in the unusual case that you're using a camera, it doesn't provide plug-in power. And I'm thinking of you, Canon, with your camcorders. A lot of those don't. This will take care of that issue for you, potentially. And also, it gives you the ability to be flexible enough to output, again, to your smartphone or to your camera. Included with the Aputure A.lav are an alligator clip, cables to connect to your phone or camera, cable for charging via USB mini, foam wind cover, a furry wind cover, a cable management thing, and a semi-rigid case with tape for securing the cable. The cable is 3.3 yards long, about 3 meters, and just like all the other microphones we've listened to so far, this also has an omnidirectional pickup pattern.
This is the Comica dual-headed microphone for smartphones, cameras, and GoPros. Runs $28 to $26 US depending on the cable length you choose.
Yes, and this one is kind of interesting. As she said, dual-headed, which means two people can record with it. It also comes with a variety of different connectors, including TRRS to record to your smartphone, TRS to record to your camera, and even USB so that you can plug it into your GoPro if you've got one of those.
Includes 2 alligator clips, 2 foam wing covers, 2 furry wing covers, TRRS adapter for smartphones, USB mini adapter for GoPros, and nylon zip pouch for carrying all of that. I'm just reading the script.
The cable comes in a variety of different lengths here. It actually has a Y up near the connector, so the two people that are being recorded can actually spread out a fair bit. It comes in actually a lot of pretty long lengths. We're probably, would you say?
5 feet, or no,
more
like
than that.
8.
I'd say 6 or 7 feet,
and
probably about 2.5 meters maybe. Is that something? Okay.
I don't know meters.
Okay, fair enough. In any case, it comes in 2.7 yards, 5 yards, and 6.5 yards, which translates to roughly 2.5 meters, 4.5 meters, or 6 meters in length.
It has an omnidirectional polar pattern.
Next up, we have the Sony ECM CS3. This is a stereo microphone that's actually made for recording into your camera, but you can adapt it. In this particular case, for example, I'm recording to my smartphone using a Rode SC4 adapter. It includes a TRS 3.5 millimeter plug, so again, made for going into cameras. Now, because this is the least expensive, you also get the least with the kit. It comes with the microphone with an integrated rotating alligator clip, and that's really it. You get a cable that is 42 inches in length, a little over a yard, and that's approximately 1 meter. And it too has an omnidirectional pickup pattern, but the difference here is that it is a stereo microphone. So if you record this into a stereo input, like on a DSLR or mirrorless camera, you'll actually get recordings that are stereo. You get 2 different microphone heads. So that's a little bit different. I'm not entirely sure why that's helpful with a lavalier microphone. I guess unless you want to pick up more of the room ambiance, you know, or kind of a little bit more spatial effect, of, if you will. But it is the least expensive, and it is a very popular one, so there's a sample for you. So there's an overview of 6 affordable lavalier microphones. Hopefully that's helpful for you. What I would recommend is that you choose these based on which of them would work with the type of camera you're going to use, whether that's a smartphone, a camera, or perhaps a GoPro, and then from there choose which one just sounds best to you. I think that's really the way you should do this. Trust your ears. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those down below. If you've not already subscribed, make sure you do that, and we'll be sure to get you more great videos on how to improve your lighting and sound for video. Talk to you soon.